Welcome you into Frosty Holt Fieldhouse for the SAC quarterfinals. It's Carson-Newman against the University of Virginia College at Wise Highland Cavaliers in this quarterfinal game in the first round of the SAC tournament. Rhiannon Crow with you the whole way through as we walk you through what these teams have really done this season. The UVA Wise Cavaliers sneaking in to the SAC quarterfinal after a 7-way tie, something ridiculous in the SAC standings, but they finished the year 8-10 in the conference, 14-14 overall in the regular season, and have taken up the 5th seed honors against the Carson-Newman Eagles, who are the 4th seed in the SAC tournament, a 14-4 year, one of 4 teams in the SAC conference who are above 500, 23-4 on the year. Their 4 losses just to Anderson, Wingate, and Lenore Ryan as we get your starting lineups for either side. For the UVA Wise Cavaliers, it's Abigail Curtis who will be starting in the libero position. Malia Huffnagel on the outside. Mia Pogue, she'll probably be playing a defensive specialist type of role, but also could see some hitting time tonight. Annabelle Dow and Mabel James, the 2 leading blockers in the SAC for this UVA Wise team. Bringing up the middle, Riley Brandon, either the setter or the outside, and Madeline Pardue in the setting role. The starting lineup for your Carson-Newman Eagles: Blair Cherry, the setter, out on the floor. She's been simply excellent, 20th in the NCAA in assists per set and 18th in all active Division II setters in assists. Emerson Osmus, who leads the SAC in kills per set, will be on the outside. Annie Dizikowski, also top 25 in the SAC in kills per set, will be on the outside. Maddie Hurst will bring up the middle. Trinity Hafey, your libero, on the floor, and Bella Cardell and Rachel Ehlers rounding out the lineup for the Eagles. A tough road to get here for the Cavaliers. They beat Catawba in their final game of the regular season, a 4-set battle that UVA Wise wins 3-1. Carson-Newman, however, on a 5-game winning streak. One of those wins in that game of 5 was against these Highland Cavaliers. That was the second to last game, the penultimate game, if you will, of the regular season. Carson-Newman searching for their first SAC tournament victory since 2022. And UVA Wise looking for their first tournament victory ever. Made the SAC tournament for the first time last season when they lost to Wingate in the quarterfinals, and now have another tall task ahead of them. Carson-Newman picking up the season sweep in the regular season of the Cavaliers, and UVA Wise trying to battle back and take one from them. Eagles have done a great job taking care of business this season. Ranked in multiple categories in Division II, top 30, top 25, including hitting percentage, assists, and kills. But really what you're going to want to watch out for in this contest, it's kind of been the story of this Wise team all season, is their blocking ability. They lead the SAC in blocks per set, average 2.17 as a team. That's first in the South Atlantic Conference, 50th in Division II, and those 2 leading blockers on the floor, Mabel James and Annabelle Dow, both of them at 5'11" and 6 foot respectively. And it's Maddie Pardue to get things underway. Trinity Hafey, a clean reception, and Ehlers down the middle opens up the scoring here in the SAC quarterfinal. Ehlers has been a do-it-all player for Carson-Newman all season long, a heavy arm. And you see her come right up the middle on the 2-ball. Hafey on the serve and Curtis to receive. It's Brandon out of the back row. Line drive reception from Hafey, and Dizikowski. An intelligent cutting shot into the near side of the floor makes it 2-0. That's been the story of Annie Dizikowski's season. You can just see the IQ grow from the sophomore throughout the year. Pardue, a back set for Huffnagel, and Cherry's there on the dig. Dizikowski strikes again, a roll shot this time that's turned away by the leading blocking team in the SAC. It's Mabel James and Riley Brandon to combine for that one. James, just the freshman on the Cavaliers side of the floor, 69 blocks this season with that one. Ayler's a wonky reception, and Hafey plays it off the light here at Holt Fieldhouse. Mia Pogue, the freshman, takes a swing. Dzikowski, another roll shot back row. Here comes Pogue again up the line. Osmus, easy there. Here's Maddie Hurst, touch shot, doesn't fall. Brandon, more of the same. Ehlers is there to save it. Maddie Hurst sets up Dzikowski into the block. Another swing from Dzikowski, a roll shot this time that clips the top of the tape. And Wise has tied it up here. First set against the Highland Cavaliers. The last time these two teams faced each other, fell the Eagles' way pretty easily, but the latter two sets were an absolute battle, settled by no more than 3 points. Ehlers up the line. Dzikowski slaps it down. Pogue off the block. Hafey, a passing set to Dzikowski, back row, and it's out of play. So Wise has their first lead. Actually, they're going to overturn that. The up judge calling it in on that back line. Carson-Newman takes the lead back. It's 3-2 with Ehlers to serve. Ehlers, the grad transfer from Coastal Carolina. Pardue, a bad set, tight to the net. Tough reception there by Wise. Clean this time, though, as James works the slide. Osmus firing from the back row. Attacking error there from Mia Bradley, the freshman. Saw a little bit of time against this Eagles team last time. 4 digs in that game just a week ago as James comes down hard on one. Gets the side out for Wise that they were looking for. So make it 5-3 as the freshman middle trying to fire her team up in the biggest game of the year thus far for either side. Here's Curtis, the junior libero. Cherry jousting at the net with Dowell, and the junior comes out on top of the freshman. Strong arms at the net from Blair Cherry. Dzikowski, who's been a phenomenal server this year, a wonky reception from Bradley, but Dowell is there to set up Pogue. Cherry a back set for Hurst, who picks her spot and lands. Maddie Hurst grabs her first kill of the night, the reigning sack player of the week. Getting going here to put Carson-Newman up by 4. Dzikowski, another one at Bradley. Dowell on the 1 ball. Free ball by the Cavaliers as Cherry will slap it over. Pogue on the poke. Osmus, a cutting shot, back row, but Bradley has it. And Riley Brannon, tight to the pin, makes it happen. Brandon was the cog that turned the gears last time for UVA Wise. 11 kills last time out against Carson-Newman, hit 290. Ehlers pops it into the air. And Hurst, just from 2 feet, slaps it over. Blankenship is turned away, but gets it over this time. Osmus will get a try. She works the block. It's down. So 5 different Eagles already with a kill here in this SAC quarterfinal match. Eagles learning throughout the season how to use all sorts of different options. Brandon is set to Pogue. A back row shot that's perfectly placed. And one of the candidates for Freshman of the Year in Mia Pogue. You can see why. A lot of heat on that ball, 233 kills on the season coming into this game and 284 digs to go along with it. Cherry tries to poke it over. Now Osmus will get a try. Works the roll shot off the top of the hands of the blockers. And Pogue slams it home. Wasn't sure if Hafey got that one off the floor. But Wise bringing it back within 2 here. Just clipped the floor there. Ehlers tight to the net for Cherry, but here comes Osmus, straight down and good. Nine to 6 as Osmus lands her second. You can hear the crowd starting to get going here at Holt Fieldhouse. This gym getting so loud for their hometown team as Cherry lands the ace there. And Blair Cherry, who's second on this team in service aces, gets her 30th of the season here in the SAC quarterfinal. Matches it with an error though. And Wise will have the side up. Annabelle Dow will go to the line. The freshman at 6 foot tall, 6th in the SAC in blocks per set. Didn't play in the last game against Carson-Newman. It's Cherry, a good play off the net. And James, the solo block. The SAC's leader in blocks per set, already with 2. Bolton, a good diving reception as Ehlers picks her spot. Well placed back row by the grad student from Coastal Carolina. Coastal's all-time leader in individual victories for their beach program and has brought so much IQ and consistency for the Eagles. Cherry goes to Cardello, a beautiful cutting shot to the far line. And Cardello, she's been really good these last couple of games. Hit above 200 in her last 5. And is second in the SAC in blocks per set to James on the other side of the floor. Brandon to James, and Hafey is there. Ehlers looking to finish, and she's turned away again. Already 3 blocks for this Highland Cavaliers team. Wise hasn't been entirely neutralized at the net against Carson-Newman this season. Have still got their blocks, but have exploded here in this first set. Dzikowski, a good roll shot, but Curtis is there and lets it fall to the floor. A communication error in a loud gymnasium. A good up there by Curtis, just nobody in the center of the floor to pop that ball up in the air. Hafey with 2 rotations on the serve. It's Brannon. Hurst and Ehlers there on the block, but it's out of play. So Brandon with her second, she leads the Cavaliers in that category. 6th on this team in kills per set. She's already got 2, which is more than her average. Hurst, a full hand into the arms of the blockers. Almost gets turned away, but the Eagles scramble to recover. Pardue, a back set for Brandon. Perfectly placed in the corner. 13-11. as Brandon finding the floor efficiently against Carson-Newman right now. Tough serve there from Mia Bradley. Bradley getting the start in this game. She's familiar with that. 284 starts in a varsity lineup when she was in high school. Softball, basketball, and volleyball for the freshman. Hurst, a big windup, big swing that works in her favor. And Maddie Hurst makes it 15-14, and head coach Alyssa Hanley in her third season will take a timeout here in this first set, get her team back on track. It's been a week between games for these two teams as the Highland Cavaliers just visited with the Eagles in the penultimate game of the regular season, where they lost in a 3-set sweep. But regardless, put up a good fight against Carson-Newman, and head coach for the Eagles, Kat Collins, was entirely complimentary of the Cavaliers team and what they've been able to do with such youth on their squad. Coming into the season, they were 9th in terms of sets played, so not a ton of experience over there on that side of the floor, but the freshmen have picked up in areas where the Cavaliers have been missing. Obviously, you have the junior Abigail Curtis in the back row, who's 6th in the sack and digs per set and was an all-sack selection in 2024, but it's been Mia Pogue and Mabel James as well as Annabelle Dow who have led the charge in terms of offense. Morgan Blankenship making her return to the floor after she didn't play in 2023 or 2024 due to an injury. Out of the timeout, it's James on the slide as she smartly presses it off the block. And a successful timeout there for Alyssa Hanley. So Curtis will go to serve, an incredibly accurate server for the Cavaliers. Hurst hammers one. It's Bradley out of the back row. Hurst again, she won't miss. And Maddie Hurst has 3. The reigning sack player of the week, 38 kills in the 2 games last week against Newberry and Wise, averaged over 5 kills a set. Brandon, a hard tip, doesn't hit the blocker's hands, and it's out of play. One of the first misses we've seen from Riley Brandon. For both Wise and Carson-Newman, though, you got to be excited for what next year might bring, considering you don't really lose much. Osmus takes advantage of the loose change from the Cavaliers in the front row. And Wise will use another timeout as Osmus just taking what she can get there. So you've got 6 attackers for the Eagles with kills, and that's really what they've done all season. The spread of attack for Carson-Newman has been so good, and Blair Cherry at the controls in the front row with 10 assists tonight, but she's been so good in running this offense, quarterbacking this team to success this season, and using all of her options, telling me that she's been so confident with players like Emerson Osmus, Maddie Hurst, and Annie Dizikowski in the front row. You get the addition of Rachel Ehlers, too, who's 4th on this team, averages over a kill per set. Just an exciting group to watch on the front lines. For the Cavaliers, it's more of the same. A lot of players, 11 in fact, for UVA Wise that average over a kill per set. So a similar story, just tough to know where the ball's going to go next, and can make either side incredibly challenging to scout. It's going to be Dizikowski to return to the line. Carson-Newman with the lead, 18-12. Pardue to the outside for Pogue, who's turned away but out of play. Blankenship will come on to the floor for Pardue as Dizikowski checks out for Bolton. Brandon, a floater at Ehlers, who has it clean. Cherry with 2 steps, and Hurst shoves it into the block. Ehlers pokes it into the air with a fist. Brandon will set up Dow. Cherry on the center's dump. Cavaliers scramble. Good out-of-system play from Dow there as Osmus takes advantage, sees the roll shot in the empty corner in the near side. And Emerson Osmus, this team's leader in kills with 4 right now. She's been good all season, averaging over 4 kills a set. 21st in the NCAA, and a candidate of the year for Player of the Year. Bolton pokes it into the air. Osmus able to get it over, but she's on the other side of the floor. And Wise will get the side out. Good effort there from the Eagles, trying to play that one. So here's the freshman Mia Pogue. Osmus down the center, floats one over. Smart play by Osmus as she continues to impress. So deceiving. And her season on the beach volleyball team as well has made her so intelligent. Hofnagel hard into the near side corner. She was tied for this team's lead in kills against the Eagles last time out. 11 against Carson-Newman, and also had 11 in their most recent game against Catawba. Dow on the serve as Osmus from the far side, you bet. Eagles within 4, and Emerson Osmus on a roll. Blair Cherry has talked to me about the connections that she's made and the chemistry she's tried to build with her hitters throughout the season, saying, whoever's hot, I'm going to go to them. That seems to be Emerson Osmus right now for the Eagles. But Blankenship has the response. The 6-foot junior, who's 18th in the South Atlantic Conference in kills per set, gets one there. Cherry for Cardello on top of one. Makes it 22-16. And Cardello now with 2. Efi targets Curtis. Pardue a back set for Hufnagel right in the well. Beautiful tip into the hardwood by Hufnagel. She's had 3 games with 10 or more straight. She's continued to click here. Bradley, this is another serve. That's her 2nd service error of the night. That'll give Ehlers the chance to serve with the Eagles within 2. Pardue perfectly in system for Pogue. Didn't leave anything left on that one. Full explosion from Mia Pogue right in front of Hayfeet. Curtis to Ehlers. Hurst from the outside, more of the same. You want to talk about a response. Maddie Hurst destroys one. Dizikowski on the serve as she drops one into the tape. Will give the Cavaliers at least one more chance to serve. So she'll come off the floor, Claire Bolton back on. And Brandon at the line, trying to work her team back into this one. Osmus into the arms of Curtis as she puts it up. Ayler's a good dig, and here comes Hurst, trying to put the set away. Dow pokes it into the air, and a free ball by the Cavaliers. Hurst floats it over the top of the hands. Pogue able to swing hard. Cherry dumps it over. Blankenship turned away by the block. Both of these teams firing, and Mia Pogue puts a punctuation mark on that one. Gets the Cavaliers to the 20-point mark. Ehlers, clean reception. Osmus up the line. Brandon pokes it into the air, and Curtis able to get it up. Hurst ends the set. She's done it over and over again, and Maddie Hurst with her 5th kill of the night gives Carson-Newman the first set victory in this SAC quarterfinal game. Carson-Newman looking for their first SAC tournament win since 2022. We'll see if they can do it when we come back here on the Eagles Sports Network. A trip to Rock Hill on the line tonight as the Carson-Newman Eagles and the UVA Wise Cavaliers showdown here at Holt Fieldhouse in the SAC quarterfinals. Carson-Newman up by a set after a 25-20 victory that was put away by Maddie Hurst, and the Eagles doing what they've done all season long. 19 kills in that first set, headed by Emerson Osmus and Maddie Hurst, but good defense on the UVA-Y side of the floor. 7 digs off the arms of Abigail Curtis that helped the Cavaliers stay in that set. Blair Cherry with 16 assists already, and we're on milestone watch for her, as with 25 in this match, she would have 1,000 on this season and become the 4th Eagle ever to have multiple 1,000 assist seasons. Starters on the floor, more of the same, but this time it's going to be Bradley and Blankenship in for the Highland Cavaliers. For the Eagles, it's going to stay relatively the same. Eagles hit 333 in that first match, and UVA Wise hit 282, so still pretty good accuracy marks for either team. Hafey, a knuckleball serve to get things going, and Pogue cuts one cross court. Ehlers up the line and opens the scoring in set one just like she did. Opens the scoring in set two just like she did in set one. Picks up her third kill of the night as well as Hafey dives one right at Bradley. Blankenship right up the middle. Dizikowski. Fast in transition. Cherry for Hurst. And Maddie Hurst cannot be stopped. 6 kills for the sophomore. And she's 8th in the South Atlantic Conference in kills per set, has continued to climb throughout the season. Didn't have a great start in terms of offense as Hafey floats one short. And Trinity Hafey now with a service ace in 5 straight games. The junior captain has been so good from the line, 27 aces to just 10 errors. Bradley pokes one into the air. Dow just has to send the free ball. Eagles fully in system. It's Ehlers into the block and out. Expertly tooled and read by Rachel Ehlers. Averages just about a kill and a half per set. She's got 4 in this match against the Cavaliers here tonight. Pogue nearly has to go into the fans here at Holt Fieldhouse for that one. Dizikowski works it off the top of the block. And the Eagles firing on all cylinders here in set 2 early. Hafey, another floater. Brandon for Pogue. Good touch by the blockers there. Hafey will set up Ehlers. She's turned away. To the outside for Dizikowski. Destroys one. Annie Dizikowski with the shot that she loves so much. Right up the line. Is able to work it so fast, and she's one of the reasons this Carson-Newman offense is so fast. It's been working hard with Blair Cherry to speed up the offense. Pogue from just beyond the 10-foot line misses the mark. And Alyssa Hanley will use a timeout here. Eagles up 7-0 here in set 1. They had the serve and they've kept it the entire time. A couple of really good kills, and Cherry just 4 assists away from 1,000 this season. Fully in system, good passing from the Eagles side of the floor. As the Cavaliers hitting negative 200 right now. 5 attacks and 1 error in set 2 so far. Super positive note to end the regular season for UVA Wise as they pick up a 4-set victory over Catawba, who is also fighting for their season. But they get to honor their 2 seniors in Morgan Blankenship and Piper Suddeth, who has been missing from this team, but was the starting setter on the floor before she got injured, presumably sometime in late September. Hasn't played since September 26th against Catawba. Hanley in her 3rd season with the Cavaliers is 39-63 at UVA Wise. Trying to get her first tournament victory here in Holt Fieldhouse today. Mia Pogue clips the line. finds the side out of the timeout. So Pogue sends herself to the line. Good pass from Ehlers and Dzikowski. Trying to pounce on one, can't do it. Ehlers, and off speed to the far side of the floor. Osmus out of the back row. It's poked over. Both sides scrambling to keep the rally alive. Maddie Hurst, just out of play, will end that one. And UVA Wise coming out on the winning side of a couple of really solid long rallies, have stayed resilient. So Pogue will return to serve. Finds Ehlers again. Cherry down the middle for Hurst, who backs it down. Redemption from the point before as Maddie Hurst makes it happen. She talked to me earlier today about how competitive she is. She wants the ball all the time. And after that error, you could just tell she was itching to get one back. Brandon for Huffnagel. An off-speed shot, but Dzikowski is there. Hurst turned away by the block. Cherry paws it down. And Pogue misses from the back row. Little off balance from the freshman. Just trying to get that one over the net. Pogue has hit 102 this season. Still this team's leader in kills per set. And she shanks that one off the front of her fists. And Rachel Ehlers with her 11th service ace of the season. A short one as Brandon gets two hands on it, but nobody there on the far side to put it anywhere near anybody else. 11-2, and Hanley will use another timeout, trying to keep her team somewhat in this set. Carson-Newman has been so good all season when they start out good. Have won 21 matches when they've won the first set, haven't lost when they win the first set in 2025. They've gone to a couple 5-set matches this season and have come out on the winning side both times. Despite that, Carson-Newman trying to punch their ticket to Rock Hill to see the final 4 teams in the South Atlantic Conference. For the first time since 2022, Eagles ranked 4th in the region per the most recent region rankings, so have a pretty good shot at the NCAA regional regardless of what happens in the SAC tournament. But still would be nice to secure your spot in that quarterfinal and give yourself a chance at the SAC title, something that the Eagles haven't won since 2019 when they beat Wingate to do it. Out of the timeout, 11-2 as Ehlers goes back to work. Bradley for Huffnagel. Off the top of the tape, the Eagles are there. It's Dzikowski off the block and out. But it hit Dzikowski on the way back. So Wise will take that point. Makes it 11-3. And the Cavaliers will bring in Braylon Williams, the sophomore, to serve. Tough one there as Hurst goes all the way to the back. Hafey trying to get it all the way there. She just barely doesn't have enough on it. Good scramble, though, by Carson-Newman. Maddie Hurst all the way back towards the Eagle Club here at Holt Fieldhouse. Redemption yet again for for the sophomore as she has 8 kills on the night now, hitting 500. Zizikowski into the arms of Pogue. James is rejected. This one to Blankenship this time. Tight to the net. Huffnagel tries to finish, and she will. Quick reactions from the sophomore Huffnagel. Blankenship sends one to Ehlers. Cherry a back set for Hurst, a roll shot. That's just out of play. Fans filling up the right side of Holt Fieldhouse. Carson-Newman bringing back playoff volleyball for the first time in quite some time, as Osmus misses her shot there. Was trying to go for the off speed, had clocked that Riley Brandon was right there on the block. Cherry in system for Hurst. Crushes it down and it's sent right back over. Osmus will get her chance back. And tough receiving as Curtis gets a great up there, but just nobody tight to the net to take that one over. So Hurst with 9 in this match, just 1 error. Has been accurate all season long. Hitting .344 on the year. That's 5th in the SAC in terms of hitting percentage. Huffnagel goes up the line, and the Eagles had a finger on it. So Wise has climbed back just slightly, have brought him within 5 here. We're down at 1 point by 9. It's Mia Bradley back in to serve. Gets one over to Ehlers. Down the middle for Morris, the freshman. Checks in and finishes. Emma Morris played in that Newberry game in the final regular season game for Carson-Newman, but didn't have any stats, and picks up the kill there. Just 4 on the season coming into this game, but the freshman trying to make herself an option for Carson-Newman down the playoffs as Cherry takes one off the face. She laughs it off, and it's 14-9 with UVA Wise trying to claw their way back into this set. We're down early 7-0 and down at 1 point 11-2 as well. It's Curtis, most experienced member of this team. Osmus tight to the net, tries to poke it over, and she's turned away. Five blocks for the Highland Cavaliers. The leading team in the South Atlantic Conference in blocking certainly has not disappointed. Ehlers, heavy-handed. Just a deafening sound when she gets all of that ball. Makes it 15-10, and Ehlers has her 5th kill of the evening. Ehlers has been kind of an all-around player for Carson-Newman. 4th on this team in kills per set, 3rd on this team in digs per set. But a couple of times where she's hit double-digit kills and a couple of times where she's hit double-digit digs as well. Avery Sixeye comes in to serve and notches a service ace, something she hasn't done since October 3rd, had come in as a serving specialist for the Eagles this season and does her job here in the SAC quarterfinals. Good scramble there from the Cavaliers to get the point back. Makes it 11-16, and Brandon will go to serve. Brandon, soft on the serve. Ehlers, anything but soft. Sharp angle of attack for the grad student. And nothing but hardwood. Serving continuing to plague the Cavaliers as Carson-Newman has 6 service aces, 2 by Trinity Hafey, and she's had multiple service aces in 9 games this season now. Cherry a back set for Ehlers. Doesn't get a piece of the block though. Trying to go up the line with it. Pogue will line one up. Finds 6-eye. Dizikowski cross court is accurate. Dizikowski, the 4th Eagle with 6 or more kills. And Blair Cherry, with her 25th assist, has 1,000 this season and is the 4th Eagle all time to have multiple 1,000 assist seasons. Nearly had another one there as Hurst just floats one over. Cherry for Dizikowski, she's rejected, and Blankenship fired up about that one. Six blocks for the Cavaliers. First from the outside, the southpaw. Working efficiently. Her 10th kill here this evening. She's now had 6 games straight with 10 or more kills. Dizikowski dives one at Pogue, but a good reception as Blankenship unloads on one. Osmus off the block. Emerson Osmus with 7. And a service ace for Annie Dizikowski, this team's leader in service aces. She has 40 on the year now. 3rd in the South Atlantic Conference in service aces per set. In 11 games this season with multiple service aces. Just one there though. Huffnagel lands one there. And the Eagles within 3 here of winning set number 2. It's Blankenship to serve. She launches one at Hafey. Cherry slaps it over. Brandon for Huffnagel. Big windup. Cherry sets up Osmus beyond the 10-foot line. Curtis a line drive reception. And the Cavaliers send the free ball. Hurst pokes it into the hands of the blockers, and Mabel James with length gets hands on that one. Well done by the freshman in the front row, and James with 5 blocks in this one through 2 sets. Osmond sends a tricky roll shot. Brandon, a 1 ball for James, who's turned away. And Maddie Hurst, the one to do it. She told me after the Newberry game, even though she had 22 kills, that she felt bad that she didn't contribute on the block. So she just had to keep killing the ball. Finally gets a block to land there. Smith on the serve. It's Brandon off the block and out of play. And the Eagles within 2 here. It's 23-16 in set 2 of the SAC quarterfinals. UVA Wise trying to battle back into this one, keep their season alive, and earn their first SAC victory in their history. Osmus bruises one down. Hafey a passing set for Osmus again. Second time's the charm for the sophomore. And Emerson Osmus doesn't miss often. 13th in the SAC in hitting percentage. Gets another one to fall. She's got 8. Another ace by Blair Cherry gives the Eagles their 8th. And gives Carson-Newman set 2. They have a 2-0 lead on the UVA Wise Cavaliers. Looking to pick up their second sweep of Wise in 2025 and their first SAC victory since 2022. We'll see if they can do it when we come back here on the Eagles Sports Network. A 2-0 set lead for Carson-Newman here in the 2025 SAC quarterfinals here at Holt Fieldhouse as we welcome you back to the Eagles Sports Network. Brianna DeCrow with you the whole way through as the Carson-Newman Eagles come into this one at 23-4 and looking to pick up their first postseason win since 2022. UVA Wise trying to pick up their first postseason win in their history, and a tall task to do it, as UVA Wise has never beaten the Carson-Newman Eagles in 20 all-time appearances, the 20th match between these two teams going on at the moment. And Carson-Newman has won all 19 of the prior ones. Kat Collins looking to pick up her first postseason win as head coach here at Carson-Newman. And the Highland Cavaliers trying to use a young team full of 8 freshmen, just 3 sophomores and 3 juniors to get the job done. Eagles up 2-0 though. They haven't lost a game when they've been up 2-0 this season. And it's Maddie Pardue, the Carson-Newman transfer, to get the serving underway here in set 3. Maddie Hurst denied right off the bat, and this UVA-wise block has been exceptional tonight. 8 blocks for the Highland Cavaliers. And the leading team in the conference in terms of blocks per set has certainly delivered. Dizikowski for Cherry, back to Dizikowski, works the block. A trip to Rock Hill on the line for either side as well. Get to go take on one of a couple teams bound for the postseason. Carson-Newman ranked 4th in the region. UVA-wise not ranked in the region. As Brandon misses her spot. But Wise doing more than what was expected of them this season. 8-10 in league play, 14-14 on the year. They were projected 8th in the SAC and have taken up the 5th seed in this tournament. Huffnagel comes out for Bradley. Mia Bradley, one of 8 freshmen on this team. Rolls a serve at Ehlers. Cherry a back set for Hurst, who paws it over. Pardue is tight to the net and Curtis forced to send the free ball. Osmus comes down on one. It's off the light and Pogue can swing. Cherry dumps it over. Pardue is there and the Cavaliers pinball it around but can't get it over the net. Gives Carson-Newman the lead back here in set 3. In set 2, the Eagles led the entire time. Did not let the Cavaliers tie it, nor switch the lead. Addie Smith dives one at Pogue. She'll swing on one now and cuts it beyond the back line. So Smith will get a second chance. Clean this time from Pogue as Pardue a back set for Brandon. Smith gets it into the air. Diving save from the junior. Well done there from Mia Pogue to find the spot where no one was around for Carson-Newman. Osmus denied again. So give Wise their 9th block. Ehlers clean. Cherry fully in system as Osmus cuts one to the far side and gets her 9th. Hitting percentage has declined for Carson-Newman throughout the sets. Hitting 242 on the match, that's still better than UVA Wise, who's hitting 200. Dow floats one over. It's Ehlers off the block and out. The strong arm from the grad student makes it happen on the outside. This is the 3rd time these two teams have seen each other in 2025, and the Eagles trying to give Wise a different look. with Ehlers on the front lines as well as Emma Morris. Morris down the middle, just out of play. Freshman was looking to pick up her second kill of the night. Played her first game against Emory and Henry just a few weeks back. 3 kills, hit 1,000. Ehlers, a slicing shot to the far side. Makes it 7-5 as Ehlers gets her 8th. Avery 6i will come in to serve as you get a rare Emerson Osmus sub. The candidate for Player of the Year has played 6 rotations. Nearly every game for Carson-Newman. So she'll come off the floor, get a rest as Kat Collins tries to keep her team as healthy as possible for a potential SAC semifinal as Ehlers and Morris combine for a big one on the far side. A wall of blockers at the net for the Eagles as they get their second of the contest. How about 2 in a row? The freshman and the grad student used 2 big-time blocks to trigger a wise timeout. A 9-5 game as the Eagles are in control here in set number 3 of the SAC quarterfinals. Carson-Newman's 30th appearance in 36 seasons in the postseason. Have won the SAC title just a couple of times in their history, in 2019 and 2015 as well. In the hunt for it this season, and a pretty exciting future regardless for either side of the floor as you have 8 freshmen for Wise, a ton of talent who started all season long for the Cavaliers that will come back, and for the Eagles more of the same. The only one you lose is Rachel Ehlers, who has played consistent sets. But how about the freshman Emma Morris getting some time in the playoffs and making a big impact? 4 blocks on the season, and 2 of them have come in the SAC quarterfinal. 6i will come back to the line to serve. Eagles up 9-5 here in set 3. They're up 2-0 in the SAC quarterfinal. Service error from 6i brings Wise within 3. And Pogue, who was really good from the line last time out, 4 service aces against Carson-Newman. Ehlers down the center, makes it work. So Hafey to serve. She's already got a few service aces in this one. Blankenship is turned away. Huffnagel tries to push it off the block, but no dice. Eagles flying at the net for some big-time rejections. And Rachel Ehlers a part of every single one of them. 3 blocks here in set 3. Brandon for Huffnagel, turned away again, and Maddie Hurst can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Carson-Newman with 4 blocks in set 3 that have put the Eagles ahead 12-6. Hayfeet floats one short, but Curtis diving in to save it. Hayfeet will set up Dizikowski. A roll shot back row that doesn't land. Blankenship Well placed in the seam between Six Eye and Hayfeet. Rachel Ehlers with a season high 4 blocks. She only had 10 this entire year before this. Rolls one into the back corner, Pogue to her knees to get it. Hufnagel at Six Eye. Throws it up for Dizikowski. Able to cut it home. Dizikowski with 8 in this contest. Makes it 13-7. Carson-Newman climbing to try and send themselves to Rock Hill. Hufnagel just pops it over, and Hurst whips it down for her 11th kill of the night. Blankenship off the arms of Hurst, and Dizikowski and Cherry can poke it over. Blankenship up the line, and Six Eye nearly there. But a much needed side out for UVA Wise. 14-8 here at Holt Fieldhouse. The fans starting to get loud as we approach what could be the final point here. James shoves it over, but Ehlers is there for it. James on the slide is turned away. Hufnagel off the hands of the blockers. Dizikowski there on the cover. Hurst, a heavy hand. Bags it for the 15th point of the set, and her 12th in the SAC quarterfinal. Brandon off the block. Hayfeet trying to dive underneath the net. Can't get there in time. Well-placed cross-court shot from Riley Brandon. Brandon with 5 in this one. Was super good against Carson-Newman last time, 11 kills. And has done it all for Wise. Riley Brandon, who's 6th on this team in kills per set, had 9 triple-doubles last year. Has been a helping hand in terms of setting, good on defense and on the attack. First a rare miss on the front lines, trying to get all of that one. Off the top of the tape, so Wise can come within 4. Bradley rolls one at Ehlers. Cherry for Osmus, big approach, big swing, and hardwood for Emerson Osmus. She's got her 10th. And the 4th straight game for Emerson Osmus with 10 or more kills. Leads the SAC in kills per set, and is constantly a threat for any team. Smith knuckles one long, and she'll check off the floor so Hayfeet can come back in. Curtis floats one at Ehlers. Cherry a few steps, and Osmus, little off balance, gets it to go. Osmus, heavy swing this time. Bradley on the two-handed reception. Pogue up the line. Cherry pokes it into the air. Osmus, or it was Ehlers on that far side who got it up and at least towards the midpoint of the floor. But that would have been an almost impossible angle to get that one to go over. Stands over there on the far side of the floor too don't give either team much room to wiggle in terms of chasing balls. Sharp shooting from Emerson Osmus as she picks a high IQ shot on the far side of the floor and makes it 17-13, and Osmus with 11. The second Eagle in double-digit kills. She's got 5 digs to go along with it. But Carson-Newman, well in control so far, have held the lead. And Wise trying to keep their season alive. Having a pretty intense conversation over there is Abigail Curtis, who's led this team for 3 seasons now. A third-team All-SAC selection in 2024. Has an intense conversation with her team before the coaches join the huddle over there. Eagles back to the floor early. And Wise trying to find something new to exploit the Eagles defense, who has 43 digs, led by Trinity Hafey and Rachel Ehlers, both with 10. Ehlers with 1 more kill will have her double-double. It's Cherry to bring us back out of the timeout as she skips one over the top of the net. Brandon, back corner, good. Riley Brandon, her 6th. And the 3rd Cavalier with 6 or more. Huffnagel and Pogue also in that club. Osmus, off-speed shot that doesn't land. Blankenship, off the hands of the blockers. Bolton tried to throw it into the air, and Cherry, just an off-cue set, not something you see often from her. 38 assists on the night for Blair Cherry. She has ran the table for Carson-Newman this season and does it again there as she connects with Emerson Osmus. Osmus tied for the team lead in kills with 12. Maddie Hurst, the other Eagle, with 12. And Blair Cherry, her 6th straight game with 30 assists. Brandon for Blankenship, just a soft touch over that nearly fools the Eagles. Dizikowski on the roll. Annie Dizikowski. A well-timed roll shot. Makes it 19-15 with 6-eye back to serve. Brandon DeDowell, who pokes it back row. Morris, back corner. But it's out of play. Makes it 16-19 with the freshman and Pogue to the line. 233 kills this season to go along with 284 digs. She's done it all for Wise. Ehlers up the middle, and she'll pick up her double-double with that one. 10 kills to go along with 10 digs and 4 emphatic blocks for the grad student. A great time to have your best game of the season here in the SAC playoffs. Dizikowski. Maddie Hurst up the middle. Got all of that one. She gets her 13th. Sends Hafey to the line. The Eagles within 4 of their first SAC tournament victory since 2022. Brandon a back set for Blankenship. 6-eye, 2 hands to pop it into the air. Dzikowski is denied. Ehlers, cross court. Oh yeah. Rachel Ehlers with 11 kills. Had 8 last time against the Cavaliers, but has expanded upon that success. Robinson just pokes it over. Hafey sets up Dzikowski. Roll shot, diving dig by Curtis. 6-eye, pops it into the air about a foot off the ground. Not enough juice on that one for someone to get there in time. So a 22-17 score as Peterson will have the serve here. The junior is 7th in the SAC in blocks per set. And an untimely service error puts Carson-Newman within 2 of a trip to Rock Hill. Annie Dzikowski will check off the floor for the captain, Paige Bussum, to come in. Pope for Blankenship. Cherry for Bussum. Nearly works it off the block. She's up for it now, gets the touch. Hurst pokes it into the air. Bussum has to send the free ball. Blankenship over the hands of Bussum and Hurst. Smart shot there by the redshirt junior. Had taken a couple big swings and finally fooled 6-eye on the off speed. So Blankenship has 5 and a good service ace there as the senior continues to show up in the big moments. Puts the Cavaliers within 4. Hafey a better reception this time, still a little off kilter. Bussum a cross-court roll that nearly lands. Huffnagel turned away. Maddie Hurst and Blair Cherry put the Eagles within 1. And Holt Fieldhouse in their typical salute as Carson-Newman just one away with Bolton at the line. Good serve there from Bolton. Brandon, sharp shot into the back row. It's Osmus trying to put it away, and she does. Emerson Osmus pounces on the final point to send Carson-Newman into the SAC tournament semifinals for the first time since 2022. 6 wins in a row for Carson-Newman. And they stay undefeated against UVA-Wise. 20 wins in 20 all-time matches against the Highland Cavaliers, led by Emerson Osmus with 13 kills. Maddie Hurst matching her with 13. Rachel Ehlers, the double-double, 11 kills to go along with 10 digs. And a big-time battle for Carson-Newman. They get the home court advantage, and they capitalize. 8-2 at home this season. And Kat Collins picks up her first postseason win as head coach of Carson-Newman Indoor Volleyball. Moves to 40-15 all-time with the program. UVA-wise, though, what an incredible season. You finish 8-11 in SAC play. You're projected 8th in the conference, but finish as the 5th seed. And you return almost all of your players, so bright future for UVA-wise as they continue to build. Well, it's been fun bringing you along with me, Rayanna DeCrow, saying thank you for listening from all of us here at the Eagles Sports Network. Andrew Rogers, Ian Johnson, Jay West, Matt Scalzo, and Adam Cavalier. We're going to check off for now, but have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you at the SAC tournament on Friday.